Hello everyone. So today we will be discussing what is direct access file organization. We are almost towards the end of unit 6. So we will see that what are direct access file organizations. In the previous video we have seen what are sequential file organization and what are the problems related to that particular organization. In sequential file organizations we were traversing sequentially in the file to access any record. So we cannot randomly access any record, whereas in the direct access file we can randomly access any record. We can randomly store any record at any particular position. So therefore these files are also known as random access or relative file organizations. Yeah, the records are randomly placed throughout the file. It can be written randomly at any location. It can be accessed randomly from any location, and this can be done using hashing. Direct access file organization requires special hardware, so they are stored in the direct access storage devices such as hard disks. So they cannot be stored directly to the tape drives only. So they required a direct access storage devices for storage. So advantages of subs file is you can access the record directly, you can update the record directly, you will have better control. You don't have to every time you have to every time you don't have to sequentially search for the records, you don't have to sort the records specifically, and there are certain applications which require randomly access of any records. For example, in online transaction processing systems like online railway reservation systems, where you want to retrieve any record based on any PRN number and all. So that can be done very easily through direct access file organization. Disadvantage of file organization is it is expensive. It requires both extra hardware and software to implement it. Moreover, the concept used for implementing the direct access file organization is comparatively different. Wasted storage of the file is only partially populated. Say if I'm having a fixed size of file, for example, I can store 100 records in my file, and records can be placed anywhere. So maybe these two, I have only two records to be stored in the space of 100 records. So one record may be stored in first location and the other records can be stored in 100 location. So altogether my space will be wasted. Cannot recover space from the deleted file. In this, deletion is done, logical deletion is done, physical deletion is not possible. More complex than sequential. Yeah, it is complex because it requires extra mechanism and expensive hardware softwares are required for direct access file organizations. The various operations which can be done in direct access files are read, write, modify, search, and delete. We will see one by one all these operations. The various functions which we will be using other than what we have discussed in sequential files are seekg, seekp pointers. Seekg, seekp pointers take two arguments. One is the number of bytes you want to move, from where you want to move, right? From where and how many bytes you want to move. So seekg pointer will move input pointer to the specific location for reading purpose, and seekp pointer will move the output pointer, output pointer for writing purpose to that specific location. And then we have two functions, telg and telp functions. They don't take any arguments. Telg function will take your will return the current position of your input pointer, whereas telp pointer will return the current position of your output pointers. Right. So now towards the implementation perspective, we can see this code is entirely not you will copy paste this code and you are going to implement. No, you have to make certain changes. This is just for your idea that we are explaining that this concept needs to be implemented like this. So I'm creating a structure. So I'm storing records which will have a name, employee ID, salary, and link. And the object is record, right? I'm type defining this structure as REC. This is my class. This class will have the object of this. Then the size of my file. You can have the file pointers, fstring pointers here only. So the various operations which we are going to perform is insert, display, search, delete, all the operations. So this will be the structure of my file. You can have file pointers here in this class only. See how now what we are doing is I'm having a fixed size file. For example, I'm having the size of the file is 10. That means it can store maximum 10 records. So before inserting any record, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a file. I'm going to initialize my file with name, maybe empty, ID will be -1, something like this. So I'm going to initialize my file with these numbers, same as that we have done in chaining. In chaining also we have created a table and we have initialized. Now we are going to write these things. We are going to initialize our file with these values. So this is what we have done in record file. See, I have taken an object record and I have put empty in name, -1 in ID, salary is 0, and chain is -1. This is just for initialization purpose. This is stored in one object record. So I'm opening a file in writing mode and it is a binary file. If the file is successfully opened, then what I'm going to do is till 10 records, till the size of my file, I'm going to write these values in my file and then I'm closing the file. So this is just initialization of the file. This is done. This will be in your file now. Now what I'm going to say is I'm going to insert the record at any random position. To insert any record, again I'm going to find the hash index where I need to store the records. So I'm going to open the file in both modes, reading and writing mode, and it is a binary file. And if the file is successfully opened, I'm going to calculate the hash index where my file needs to be stored. Let us now suppose the employee ID is 3 and the file size is 10. So 3 mod 10 will be 3 again. So hash index will be 3. So I'm going to store at third location, right? To go to the third location, I need to find, that means I need to skip, 3 records, right? To move to the third position. See, the positions are starting from 0. I need to store record here at third position. So to store record here, I need to skip the number of bytes of these records, of these 3 records, right? So what I'm doing is I am index is 3 into size of each record. Let us now suppose the size of each record is 10. So 3 into it, 10, 30 bytes I have to skip. So it will, from the starting, I'm going to skip 30 bytes, 10 for this, 10 for this, 10 for this, and now my pointer is here, right? So this offset calculation is just for skipping the certain record so that I can place my writing pointer or reading so that I can place my reading writing pointers to the specific position. So what I'm going is I'm moving my input pointer, reading pointer, to this particular location. With this line with CG pointer, I'm going to place my reading pointer here. Now I'm going to record, read that particular record. I'm going to check that particular record will be in this R1 object. I'm going to check if the employee ID is -1. If the employee ID is -1, that means that position is empty. Then I can move my put pointer to the starting again. That means I'm going to bring my put pointer. Put pointer is used for writing. So chickpea pointer to this particular location, third, starting of the third location. So this will move my put pointer. Then I'm going to write the particular record. I'm going to take new values from the user and I'm going to write that record to my file. So this is the case when I successfully find the place at the in the first attempt only. So this will be my case. So Tanmay can be stored here. So what I have done, I have randomly stored a particular record at specific position. I have calculated the hashed index same as we have done in hashing. Then we have skipped the certain bytes so that I have read this record to check whether this space is empty or not. If this space is empty, I have written my record over here. So this is how we have inserted the record in the first attempt. And now let us now suppose the second case as insertion will be, let us now suppose if I don't get an empty position. Now again I'm inserting a record with the employee ID 133. That means now my employee ID is 133. Again the hash index will be generated this. Again I'm going to skip certain records and my pointer will be at third position. I'm going to read this record, but now this is not employee ID, this is not -1. That means the position is not empty. Now what I'm going to do, same as that we have done in hashing function, I'm going to linearly probe for empty, linearly do linear probing by skipping the records, and I'm going to check for empty location. See, this is the code for linear probing. I'm going to again calculate the hash index, which is 3. Since 3 is not empty, that's why we are in here in else position. So again I'm storing in hash 2. We are going to start with the linear probing. Since the index is already full, we are going to start from the next index. That means we are going to start from this fourth index. So I will be index +1. We are going to retrieve till, we can probe till n, till the size of the file, or we can probe till I reach that index again, right? This is up to us. So as we have done in hashing, we can make this while loop to run till n probes or till the size of the file. So what I'm going to do is now Again, what I'm going to do now, let us now suppose the size is 4. So 4 into size of the record, that means my position will be here now. That means I'm going to skip 4 records and my pointer will be here in this, in this row. So what in this row. Now I'm going to read the record. Again, I'm going to read the record. Now I'm going to check whether the employee ID is -1, representing by linear probing if I found the empty position. If the slot is empty or not. If the slot is empty, again I'm going to bring my writing pointer here and I'm going to write the record. So I have bring using seek G. Um, Sorry, this will be moving the put pointer, right? Just a second. Sorry. This is here. So again, if the employee ID is -1, I'm going to bring my put pointer to after skipping 4 records. Then I'm going to write my particular record here and I'm going to set the flag 1 representing I have found the position and I will come out of the loop. No more linear probing is required. And if again my flag is not 1, if again I have not found the position, I'm again going to do the linear probing. I is equal to I plus 1 and this linear probing will be till the time till the n probes or till we get the same index. Again, it's up to you what you are putting your final conditions. So what we are going to do, what we are doing is we are finding if we have not find the space, in the first attempt we are going to linearly probe it. We are going to we will have pointer here. We are going to read this record. We are going to check if the space is empty or not. If the space is empty, we are going to write to this particular location and then we will come out of the loop. This is what we are doing. This is same as that we have done in hashing. So we are combining hashing and file handling together. So it is not very tough to understand. Please see this properly and let us know if you are having any doubts. See, now my records will be something like this. So 3 will be placed here, 4 will be placed here, but right now I'm having -1 here and -1 here. Now the next is to update this chaining. We generally do it, we update the chaining. So we are doing chaining without replacement, right? So we need to update this chain. So how to update the chain? How to update the chain? See, if flag is 1, that means if the collision occurred, right? Then this is the code for updating the change, right? Now the index is j. Let us now suppose the index was 3, so j will have 3. If the hash 2 is equal to the index, that means if there is a collision, what we are going to do is we are going to that particular part. Just a second. See, index is the one which is this was index is equal to, index is 4. Sorry, I was 4 and index is 3 right now. So what we are checking here, 3 is the index, so j will be 3. Hash 2 is again calculating your index only, so key 133 mod is 3, so they are equal. Now if that means if there is a collision, then we have to set the chain. How to set the chain is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check whether if this is my starting and if the chain of this is -1, if the chain of this is -1, then I'm going to update this with this I, right? Same as that we have done in hashing. So I'm going to read the record, set the pointer, and I'm going to read the record. I'm going to check if the chain is -1. If the chain is -1, I'm going to update the chain with I, because I is the new location of index +1. I is this 4, right? So I'm going to update it. Chain will be updated. This is we have updated the chain in the record, but the same we have to write into the file. So this is how we are moving our pointers and writing to the file. And the flag is 1 again, representing the change has been done, and then we are coming out of the loop. If it is not 1, again my j will be now the chain of this. For example, if I'm storing the records, right, and here it is having 4, it is having -1, right? So first I'm going to check whether the record this chain is having -1. No, then I'm going to go to this particular position, 4th position. Again I'm going to check whether this is -1. If this is -1, we are going to update it with location 5. So the concept is same as that we have done in chaining, only just that we are updating the record and we are writing it to the file first by moving the seek pay pointer. Please check this once again and let us know. I will be discussing other operations of a sequential file in the next video. Thank you.